All right, market update here on the 15th. So the overall market finally started selling off, finally some kind of dip, and it looks like a pretty substantial dip too, is what I was looking for a while. This is definitely it's setting up for a 5-wave move. You can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be a 5th wave coming down here. How far it goes down, we'll see. Could come all the way down here to this demand zone at 485. There's a gap down here at 482. And then I would think that that's only about wave 1. So I'm looking for maybe a wave 1 now, retrace into tech earnings for wave 2, and then this should be going down to I'm looking for like 460. The reason I have 460 is I think there's a very good chance that this was a ABC move with a very small C wave here. So the overall structure would be like that. And I drew a parallel line from the top here to the bottom. There's a demand zone here at 459. So this could happen pretty quickly as long as it takes place. Obviously, all of these down moves have been invalidated for a long time now, so we'll see if it even takes place. But that is a projection that I see from QQQ. So we'll see what happens. I would expect more downside tomorrow morning. I have a lot of cash right now. I've been doing small positions on all my trades, taking profit just because I'm expecting a pullback at some point. And it looks like it might have started here. So let's see where we're at in conjunction to the 50, 20, and the 200. So first target has got to be the 20-day at 486. So maybe we don't break that right away. Maybe we come down here. Maybe we hit here and then finish above 20 and come all the way back up here later in the week. And then sell off on big tech earnings down here to the 50. And then maybe all the way down here to the 200 by the end of October. So it could be a pretty quick dip. That would be about a 6-7% dip. Not really that big of a deal. And then that could be wave 2 or wave B. So we could be looking at this whole thing like that, or this could be wave 2. And it makes a lot of sense when you look at the standard deviation. Look at that, be right down to the -2 standard deviation pretty much perfectly. So perfect spot for a dip. Let's move on to Tesla, which really isn't doing much at all, and really just a horrible structure on this, just chopping back and forth. Came up here close to 224, the 50 DMA earlier this morning, sold off, and now you're getting more chop here. So I'm expecting more downside on Tesla still below the 50 DMA, still have the 200 DMA down here at 202. Maybe this is the end of the 4th wave. Maybe you get one more move up here. This could be like some kind of triangle. Like I said in the last video, this broke the low, but it wasn't 5 waves. And then we came up here, and this was ABC as well. This looks like it's ABC as well, so maybe this is a triangle. Could be a triangle of some sort. Maybe like some kind of like rising wedge. I'm not sure, but it looks like some kind of triangle. Doesn't look bullish to me at all. I haven't done anything on this stock in 3 days now. Just letting this chop out until it gives some direction, gives a way of knowing where it's going to go. But right now, the path of least resistance is still down here to the gap fill at 202. Let's look at the options on Tesla. So you got puts. You have some calls here. Earlier in the day, you had a 5.45 million 1220,205 put, but you also had a 3,200,117 call as well. So kind of a mixed bag still, but I think that downside is more likely still. BA finally starting to bounce, but this also, similar to Tesla, looks to me like a ABC move. You get the move up. Well, you know, it could be, it's either ABC or this is the end of the move, but I think that it makes more sense that this is ABC. This hit the 1.61 fib exactly and backed off. And this is a supply zone right here. So you might see more downside on Boeing too. It might come back down here to 145. It doesn't look like an impulse move to me. Or it could just have already started its chop. They had news over the weekend and to cut costs. Something about, I think they're getting rid of the union. I'm not really sure the exact news, but something about the union to cut costs for the company. I'm still looking for a minimum up here to 170. If it comes back down here to 145, I'll add again. I sold a little bit at 152. So the overall pattern on Boeing is going to be up here at some point, back up here above 200. Just a matter of time. So maybe after October, this dip gets finished, it moves back up to above 200. ENPH, still don't have a really good read on this. The only thing I can say on this one is that the next support is at 80 bucks. This is a gap fill. Here's my best guess on the corrective move. I have, let's see, A here. This would be A, B, C, W, A, B, C, X. And so I'd be looking for, let's see how long this took. Yeah, I'd be looking for another ABC move down. So maybe this comes down here to, it could come all the way down here to 82 bucks. If it stops here, it could go like that as well. I drew a parallel line from the top to make it kind of show where I expect it to hit. But we'll see. I don't have a very good read on this one. It looks like it should be a triangle, but then it doesn't really make that much sense to me. It already broke the low here. So at the bottom of the standard deviations as well, we're going to see what happens with this one. Again, I'm not really worried about it. I have sold puts on this, and I'm down a bunch on that. I sold at 100 actually, but I'm not really worried about it because you got a move up impulse move right here, and now you got a corrective retrace. At some point, even if it comes all the way down to here, it's going to come back up here to 150. So not really that worried about it right now. They're just playing games, I think, and they have earnings in about a week. So, and I sold puts, so IV should drop as well. So we'll see what happens, but ENPH, probably a buy here, to be honest. I would start like nibbling here all the way down to 80 bucks. NVDA. So similar to QQQ, since this is what actually caused QQQ to get all its gains, I think it makes a lot of sense for this to come back down here to 107. So potentially something like that. And then that would be, again, ABC, or that would be a second wave. I said before, this did not look like a third wave to me. It was very sideways. And look what happens. You finally get a move down like this, where it's like, okay, this is definitely not an impulse move. So expect for this to come down here, probably down to this range right here, barring any invalidations. Right now, it started off with a impulse move as well. So it looks to me, I would say 125 on this. So 125 on NVDA and 486 on QQQ. Not an ideal day to be trading, really. I took some profits earlier in the day. I might look for some dip buys tomorrow and go through some different stocks. But right now, I'm just kind of waiting for this to bottom. I'm not trading this right now, short term. Probably if I was going to trade this QQQ and NVIDIA, I'd wait till this box right here and actually go long at this point. There's been too many invalidations with this going down and just going back up and kind of screwing over the whole move. So I'm not really confident buying puts on a fourth wave. If I was going to buy puts, I would have bought up here, but I didn't. So we'll see what happens with that. What else we got here? I bought into NIO today. I bought 1,000 shares right here. It's already came up here to 582. Filled this gap right here. And it could go lower. There's a gap here at 540 as well. But this is like the ideal spot to buy in right here. I don't see any gaps below. So we'll find out. This should bounce after this area, in my opinion. Potentially all the way back up here to 656. And yeah, this is just daily demand. If we zoom out here, this should have bottomed right here at 368 and potentially making a 5-wave move, but we came back into the first wave. So it could be a first wave of a third wave, or it's a C wave. So we'll see what happens, but this is a good spot to buy. AMD. Same thing as NVIDIA. Probably back down here to 150 before I bounce. Notice how I had this set up for like months, and it literally nailed it to the dollar. Right here, the gap fill, and it's straight down. Shows you how big supply and demand is in trading. So that's AMD, probably going to 150. And someone asked me about Donald Trump stock, and I think that this is pretty sure that this was wave 1 right here, or it's right here. Either way, this hit, I think I'm on the regular chart, that's why. This basically hit the 1.61 fib. It broke the low though, so this actually can't be a wave 1. This is going to end up being a ABC move. The next spot I'm looking for is up here at 44 bucks, but it has to get through the 200 DMA. I said that to the guy in the comments, and look what happened. 200 DMA and failed. So it went all the way to 33 and immediately dropped. So maybe that's a first wave. That could be a first wave there. If that's the case, I'd be looking for a retrace. Probably back down here to at least the 0.5 fib. Maybe down here to 15 bucks. That's kind of a big drop though. So, but if the market corrects, that isn't really, that's not that big of a drop for how far this has gone up. It's way, way outside of standard deviations now. So coming back down here to 20 bucks is not a stretch. Although, if that's a wave 1, it could be a wave A as well. You could be looking at something up here around 65 bucks or higher going into the election or right after the election if he gets elected. So I think it's probably a buy around 20 bucks. Let's see what else here. Let's get BABA real quick. So BABA, I'd be buying here at 96. Walgreens. I gave a subscriber a chart on Walgreens, and it's looking great. I'd be looking up here at 1130 for the first resistance. Looks amazing right now. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. That's it for now. I'm going to go over some other stocks later, potentially. But right now, like I said, I think there's more downside. You got to be careful. Don't get impatient. Potentially a drop into the end of October now, as long as that 5-wave move plays out. So that's it for this video. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, join the channel if you want members-only videos and you want more content. Click the join button on there. If you're on mobile, click the link in the description. That's it for now. Good luck trading.